Where are you headed? Alarmed, Magdalene looks around and covers her ears. Am I hearing things? She walks out of the Chol veteran and finds the ice field before her eyes. The blizzard rumbles in the sky. Its roar pierces her body. The gridlock of jagged frozen earth and the eternal ice sends both tremors and chills up through her feet. She is now within the blizzard. She can no longer reject the voice. Where are you headed? An impossibly heavy gaze lands on the young outlander. Yet she feels not the oppression of being questioned. Instead, she feels a thirst to confide in this ancient will.
I will explore the unknown.
With what will you walk forth?
Curiosity, bravery, knowledge, technology, and also the experience of those who've walked before me and the help of my Sami friends. Before the joint expedition team set out, we even said in our manifesto that we bear the mission of pioneering the future for all mankind. It really satisfies the ego, but I guess it's a bit too lofty for me to say myself. A wish is just a wish. That's all. Yep. To me, wishes are important too.
What do you seek, takeaway?
Ecological samples, data, notes, photos, knowledge about Sami, the key that leads to the ice field. And myself. My teacher told me that the most important thing during an expedition is to survive. That's the only way you'll get to hand what you've collected over to others and pass on your knowledge. I have a question too. Are you Sami itself?
Suddenly, the sound of the ice field's winds becomes all the clearer. The protector has allowed her to walk out of its embrace. It has accepted this outlander, seeing her as its own child. As such, it pushes the outsider further into the ice field's blizzard, into the frigid cold and toward the fate that the Sami have haughtily and peacefully accepted.
Actually, I was a little unsure at first. There have been no records of Sami talking to an outsider before. The Sami also say that you fell asleep and rarely speak at all anymore. Oh, Father, have you asked anyone else questions like this? And where did the expeditioners who answered you go afterwards?
The weather gets terrible once you make it through the Chol veteran. Like now. You okay, Maggie?
I'm no stranger to the ice field anymore.
Were you really just spacing out then?
Huh? No, I was just thinking about something. Like Simone said, it can't be that the Colombians are the only ones who like to explore. That Ursus only likes to expand its territory, and the Sami have no interest in the outside world. In every era, there are bound to be expeditioners who want to scale the mountains, leave Sami's embrace, and walk toward the endless ice field.
Of course, Sami's warriors are silent and conservative, but if anyone wishes to do so, Samavalon will not stop them. Why, what's wrong?
Nothing. Let's go.
She doesn't tell her that she might only have found the self-evident answer in a trance, or that she may have heard tens of thousands of stories over that much span of history. In an instant, she learned the names of countless men and women who went unrecorded in the history books, expeditioners who never returned. The face of the endless ice field does not seem to have gotten much clearer either. Even so, will she keep moving forward? Sami no longer waits for her answer. The mountains gradually disappear into the blizzard behind her. All there is before her eyes is a vast, silver-white field and a dark shadow stretching on without end. It is well known that Samavalon has its favorites. It taught the daughter of winter to tame the wind and snow, and gifted a dying warrior the leaf-offers of a branch. The greatest snow priest of the north was brought back from the brink of death, repaired by the earth, his missing horn replaced by a tree branch.
I'll hold back the snowstorm. You guys need to leave. Tell this to the other warriors of the north. Once again, we've encountered a disaster exceeding all previous records. The threat from the ice fields is increasing.
His horn is broken. The blessing has returned to the earth. The gifted life has faded away. The body is full of black cracks, unable to return to the mountains and forests anymore.
An important position on the front lines has been lost. The corrupted warriors have been pacified through our combined efforts. The shaman Santolo oversaw the ceremony of parting.
After hundreds upon hundreds, thousands upon thousands of battles, winter has come. The warriors of the mountains know better than anyone that demonic corruption cannot be reversed. Their minds and bodies are doomed to become both the enemy's territory and sustenance. They are frozen in their last act, their bodies occupied by death and nullity. But Suntala knows that one last spark of willpower continues to struggle against the cold winds of the ice fields. That one last vestige of consciousness keeps them waiting, enduring all the pain and suffering that fate had in store for them, enduring their own tragic ends, waiting for those who would come after them. Waiting for the cleansing frost to cover the carcasses that dark wounds had corrupted, to cover the last marks of Triskar on the land. Suntala raises her staff high to bid farewell. The hero leads his warriors into their final battle, their inevitable fate. No war cries, no questions, no turning back. Fate never wavers. Warriors are never moved by time. Young Torch, Bear, the lives of the warriors become frozen. They cast their gaze beyond Suntala, continuing to keep watch over the eternal ice field. Suntala walks into the cemetery of warriors, through them, towards the next camp on the front line. Once, she was the most favored child of Sami. Now, she feels the embrace of the wind and snow again. She commands the wind to brush away the snow from the warrior's broken horn. This trace of wind is soon buried again beneath the falling snow. But she knows that, from this day forth, she will continue to brush away the black snow that falls on the land, until we have seen the land swallowed by darkness. We have seen the door that will open at the end of the ice fields. We bear witness to fate, undivided from beginning to end. To arrive at the end, I will restore its cause.
The foreseen future lies before me.
Through trials and tribulations, through trial and error, the survey team arrived here under the Cyclops' guidance, here at end of the endless ice fields, in the north beyond the north. The inscrutable object stands tall, its base covered in rootless flowers. The explorers who made it this far are no strangers to fear. And fear is what now spreads through everyone's minds. Somehow, they all know that if the door could be opened, that a dark fate awaits beyond. But the Cyclops has already begun walking towards it. She has been walking towards it ever since the day she emerged from her cave. Her vision starts to warp. Perception and understanding are causing space to collapse rapidly. Knowledge from the rift begins to encroach upon reality. Those who wish to stop the coming of the ill fate could not make a sound in the interfered fear. Like all the others, Typhon gazes at the figure. Unlike the others, Typhon has seen her embark on her date with fate many times. The Cyclops never explains where she is going. Simply follow the guidance of the fate she speaks of, and they would meet again someday. But this time, Typhon feels compelled to call out to her, to stop her. Not because of a premonition of calamity, nor out of fear of the unknown. The hunter astutely grasps her concrete apprehension.
Argus, don't go.
The Cyclops hears the call and turns around. The great ring begins to spin, reflecting darkness bright as the starry sky, brilliant colors meandering. A collapse is occurring, one that far exceeds all recorded instances. She has seen it all in her foresight. One glance into the abyss will bring unprecedented disasters to Sami, and indeed to all of Terra. The prophesized moment did not tell her how long she can hold it off, nor how much anger and hatred would be directed at her in the days to come. She knows only one thing about her destiny. In the great shadow of the demon, the Cyclops raises a black veil of arts, separating the disaster she caused from the others. Typhon knew what she was going to say. The Cyclops, who had always carried sorrow on her face, is smiling. This is my fate.
My daughter, whose fate I do not know, may you live in freedom.
It can't be. It can't be today. A single figure dashes forward in the endless darkness, breaking free of the quagmire of fear, casting away her heavy bow and arrows. Typhon tries to grab the figure walking forward alone. She stretches her hand out in desperation. A hornbeast of pristine silvery white leaps past her lithely. It is light as snow, too light to touch, even by a dream cager made of spider silk. It is the alabaster mercy of the Sami, that all Sami have seen and dreamed. Like the aurora, its brilliant stares the darkness apart and soars into the sky. Sami sovereign a beast charges into the demon before it. A great flash explodes toward visible space, its rays scattering in silence and disappearing into the unfathomable void. The silver frost from the hornbeast fades away with the terrifying stars in the shockwave. The energy annihilation causes the ice crystals to sublime. Droplets of hot water fall on the end of the ice field. Emma's affection gently melts on the hand of its daughter, still stretched out towards the abyss of fate. The demonic shadow fades away, and the silvery white hornbeast is gone. The eldritch colors from the ring are gone, leaving only ancient silver, white on the ice. All present look up at all this in a daze. Finally, a researcher breaks the silence with their footsteps. The researchers begin to survey the Great Ring, but never find a way to activate it, nor any gaps that they could traverse. Typhon searches the ground nearby. She is looking for a solid snowball with the mark of a beast's horn.
I can't find. Strange. The mother should have left a blessing behind. What do you think, Argis?
She could not accept that the great hornbeast has departed, its return uncertain, but Argis shakes her head. Its footprints disappear in the never-ending snowfall. The two Sarkas who do not belong to the Sami Aleithia whisper their gratitude to the love of Sami. The storm seems to have passed, but the prophesied fate has yet to come to pass. Much like her destined death, the door will be truly opened. One day.